Okay guys, I'm back for video number 2. We're going to work on some surface area problems. For these, the formulas are not quite as familiar to you, so you'll want to move slowly, use your calculator. That's totally fine, but plug in your numbers one at a time and don't try and skip too many steps. That's where people get in trouble. Well, we're going to start with this one where we have a radius for our cylinder that is 6 centimeters, and then we have a height of 10 centimeters, and we want to find the surface area. That's the surface, like how much space, how much area would it take to cover if you were like going to cover it with paper or painting it or something. Like how much material would you need just to go around the outside and the top and the bottom? Well, here we go. We're going to use this formula. 2 times pi times the radius times the height plus 2 pi r squared. If you remember from the last time, 2 pi r is the circumference, and the height is the same, but that ends up being the rectangle of your shape that goes around the outside, like the label that goes around the can. And then pi r squared is the area of the circle at the top. And then because we double it because there's actually 2 circles on the top and on the bottom. So let's plug in our numbers. The surface area is equal to 2 times 3.14 times 6 times 10 plus 2 times 3.14 times 6 squared. Now, before I pull up my calculator, I'm going to change this to 36. And then I'm going to get my calculator out. I'm going to clear all this out, and I'm just going to get to work, okay? So I've got 2 times 3.14 times 6 times 10. And what does that equal? That's 376.8. And I have to do 376.8. I have to do all this first, then I have to do all this, then we'll add these two together. All right, so the next one is 2 times 3.14 times 36, and you get 226.08. And I'll put those together and I'll make my answer right here. And so I'm just going to add to that my 376.8. What do we get? 602.88. Now remember, this is a surface area, square area. So we're going to make this centimeters squared. All right. Now, moving on to the next one. For your next one, don't forget you can use your foldable. I hope that you have that foldable out right now. But we're going to do the surface area of a cone. Surface area of a cone is just a little bit different. It's kind of complicated. I know it's not written real clearly here, but you should have everything that you need. We're going to do pi times the radius times r plus the square root of h squared plus r squared. So in this problem, if I tell you that the height is 12 and the radius is 5, we should be able to figure this out pretty quick. So here we go. Surface area is equal to 3.14 times 5. Okay, and then in parentheses, we're going to do 5 plus the square root of 12 squared plus 5 squared. Now, please don't cut any corners on this, okay? 12 squared plus 5 squared is, now we're going to do 144 plus 25. Okay. And then what's 144 plus 25? That should be 169, square root of 169, and we're going to add 5, right? Okay, we're getting close, but we haven't shown all of our work yet. I'm going to scroll down a little bit here. The square root of 169 is 13 plus 5. Now we're getting it. It's getting simpler and simpler, right? So finally, we've got 18 here. So now I bring down all these other two parts, okay? And it's pi 3.14 times 5 times 18 is going to give us our surface area. All right, so in the end, I get out my calculator. Surface area is equal to, here we go, here, 3.14 times 5 times 18, and that makes 282.6. And we'll say that's units squared. Whatever kind of units they are, that's what it's going to be. All right. And then finally, if we want to, this was the surface area of a cone. We're going to make sure that we get the surface area of a sphere. And, oh, yep, that one's an easy one. 4 pi r squared. So I go here, and I've actually put it on here. Oops, I think I accidentally wrote cubed. So here it is, 4 pi r squared. This one is super easy, guys. I've got my sphere here. I'm going to say that my radius is 11 centimeters. So surface area is equal to 4 pi r squared. Hopefully you've written that down. And then you do 4 times 3.4 and then times 11 squared. Just for the sake of making sure I don't make any mistakes, 11 squared is 121. So now I'll pull up my calculator and I'm going to do 4 times 3.14 times 121. And that's going to give me a surface area of 1,519.76. So 1,519.76, and that's going to be centimeters squared. All right. So what you do now, guys, you've got the front side of your paper done. I'm going to scroll back up. What you just finished is the second video, so you should have all of your problems done on the front side. Now, you need to turn in your paper. So that's the first part. Second part is you're going to work on digits. So log into digits now. You need to get to 80% tonight. That's what I expect from you. And then tomorrow we'll finish reviewing so we can take our quiz on Thursday. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good rest of